Chosen one, this message is for you, not by chance, not by accident, but by divine appointment. You stumbled upon these words because heaven needed you to hear them. Saturday is not just another day on the calendar. It carries weight, it carries prophecy, it carries the turning point they cannot escape. You, the one set apart, the one misunderstood, the one whose footsteps echo in both realms, this message is carved with your name on it. You have felt it, haven't you? The uneasiness in the atmosphere, the tension in your spirit, a strange heaviness pressing against you, yet at the same time, a fire awakening within. That is not coincidence, it is confirmation. A shift has already begun, and Saturday will mark a line in the sand. From that moment forward, nothing remains the same. There are forces that thought they could contain you, delay you, or silence you. They built walls, spread lies, and whispered doubts in secret rooms. But what they never calculated is that when God sets the time, no human, no spirit, no power of darkness can reverse it. Saturday is that set time, a divine release, a holy reversal, a cosmic announcement that your destiny has reached its next phase. I need you to understand something right now. Your life has never been ordinary. Every rejection, every strange delay, every inexplicable storm, it wasn't random cruelty, it was the marking of someone chosen. You were called to walk paths that others would never understand. You were called to stand where others could not survive. And now, you are called to rise into a moment that history itself cannot ignore. On Saturday, hidden truths will surface, chains will weaken. What they feared would happen when you embraced your full identity will begin to unfold. But I cannot reveal everything to you yet. Some things must remain hidden until the exact moment, because prophecy is not just information, it is living breath, and it unfolds only when God says, now. But hear this. Saturday will bring a turning point so undeniable that even your enemies, even those who mocked you in the dark, will feel its vibration. They cannot escape it. They cannot explain it away. They will have no choice but to acknowledge that heaven's hand is on you. Chosen one, stay close. In the next words, I will reveal where this prophecy comes from, why it targets you, and how it will shake everything around you. This is not the end of the message. This is only the threshold. Step through, and you will see what was hidden all along. You wonder why the weight in your chest feels like a sealed letter pressing to be opened. It's because the message you are hearing is not born of human thought. It flows from a higher current, a stream that begins in the throne room itself. This isn't storytelling, it's revelation. It's the sound of heaven leaning close, whispering into the marrow of your bones. The reason it grips you so deeply is because you have been waiting, even if you didn't have words for it. Something inside you has been restless, like a compass spinning, sensing north but unable to settle. That unease was not confusion, it was divine anticipation. Spirit was signaling that the announcement was near. Every great turning point in history was preceded by a moment of recognition. A moment when God confirmed his presence in undeniable ways. Moses turned aside at the burning bush. Samuel heard his name called in the night. Mary felt the overshadowing presence of the angel's words. And now you, standing here in this ordinary yet extraordinary moment, are being summoned with the same force. This is why the air feels charged, why your heart beats differently when you lean into these words. Because they are not random phrases, they are living fire, wrapped in the authority of the one who authored your days before you ever took your first breath. What is about to unfold is not fragile. It cannot be overturned by gossip or dismantled by opposition. It is written into the architecture of time itself, and Saturday is marked in bold across the scroll of heaven. The day cannot be erased, delayed, or silenced. You've been tested, haven't you? Long nights where prayers seemed to echo into nothingness. Days when promises felt like distant stars you could never touch. Yet here you stand, still carrying a flame the storms could not extinguish. That flame is evidence. It is proof that God has been sustaining you for such a time as this. Understand, this message is not crafted to flatter you. It is here to steady you, to align you, to remind you that what feels like uncertainty is actually divine choreography. Heaven has been arranging scenes, shifting players, closing doors, and unlocking gates, all leading to this appointed intersection in time. Saturday is not random. It is the appointed hour when all those threads begin to weave together. You may not see the whole tapestry yet, but you will glimpse enough to know the design was intentional. Trust this. The same voice that thundered at Sinai, the same spirit that hovered over the waters at creation, the same breath that raised dry bones into armies, that same source fuels this word. That is why you can feel the resonance deep inside. That is why this does not sound like ordinary encouragement. It carries weight, because it carries Him. So listen closely. The prophecy is about to be unveiled, not as a distant idea, but as a living reality pressing against your very timeline. Heaven is leaning in. The earth is trembling in anticipation. The seal is breaking, and what has been hidden will now be revealed. The seal breaks softly, like parchment splitting under ancient hands. What has been concealed is ready to step into light. Saturday is not just another day rolling off the wheel of time. It is the day heaven chose as a hinge, a turning point where the weight of the old begins to crumble and the birth of the new takes its first breath. The prophecy is this: what they tried to bury will rise. What they tried to lock away will shake the hinges of their prison. What they feared would one day awaken has already begun stirring, and Saturday is when it can no longer be hidden. You have walked in shadows for a season, unseen, underestimated, misunderstood. But in the unseen realms, a countdown has been ticking. Every setback you endured, every tear you shed, every night you spent wrestling with silence, they were not wasted. They were deposits into a holy vault. And now, the vault is opening. Saturday marks a crossing. Imagine a river swollen from the rains, banks overflowing, impossible to pass. For years, you've been standing on one side, watching the other shore shimmer with promise, but unable to reach it. On Saturday, the waters part, the way opens. What was impossible suddenly becomes undeniable. This turning point is not small. It carries the sound of doors slamming open. It carries the scent of fresh oil being poured. It carries the vibration of chains hitting the floor. Those who thought they could sideline you will be stunned by the acceleration. Those who mocked you in secret will choke on silence, for their predictions of your downfall will be overturned in a single day. But understand this, the prophecy is not only about vindication, it is about alignment. Heaven is shifting you into position. The assignments you thought were delayed are suddenly reactivated. The favor you thought was lost is suddenly multiplied. The relationships that fractured will reveal their true purpose. Some will close forever, others will be divinely restored. Saturday is the hinge, the point of no return. You cannot go back to the shadows you once hid in, nor can you shrink to fit the expectations of those who never saw you clearly. The spotlight of heaven will burn away disguises. Authenticity will become your shield. Truth will become your armor. Destiny will become your path. Picture this: a courtroom in the heavens, the judge seated, scrolls spread across the table. Your name is called. The accusers gather, listing their complaints. But as the gavel descends, the verdict is sealed in your favor, not because you were flawless, but because you were faithful. Saturday is the day the verdict becomes visible in the earth. This is why the air feels heavier, why sleep has been restless, why strange alignments and coincidences have clustered around you. The prophecy has been pressing through dimensions, and now it collides with time. And here's the mystery: even those who oppose you will feel it. They may not understand, but they will sense the tide turning. Their strategies will falter, their voices will weaken, their confidence will erode as heaven's decree overrides their schemes. Saturday is not simply about what happens to you, it is about what happens through you. The ground you touch will tremble. The words you speak will pierce. The steps you take will leave imprints beyond your awareness. Heaven has assigned you as a vessel for this turning point, a carrier of divine momentum. This is the unveiling. You are not waiting for permission anymore. You are not waiting for applause. The command has already been issued in heaven, and time itself is obeying. Saturday will reveal what has been hidden in plain sight. Hold this truth. What begins cannot be stopped. The prophecy is alive, breathing, unfolding in your very days. And though mystery still cloaks the details, you can rest in the certainty that the author of your story has scripted this exact moment. The seal is broken, the hinge is swinging. Saturday is coming, and with it, the turning point they cannot escape. What does it mean when heaven declares a turning point? It means that the unseen order of your life, the blueprint written before your birth, is intersecting with time in a way no one can deny. It is not just about events shifting, it is about the spirit realm unveiling its alignment with your journey. Think of it like a storm that has been gathering for years. Clouds thickening, winds circling, pressure building. Everyone senses something, but no one can predict the exact moment when the first drop will fall. Then, in a heartbeat, the sky opens, the rain comes, and what seemed like silence suddenly becomes a downpour. That is the meaning of this prophecy. Saturday is when the heavens release what they have been holding back. The deeper truth is this: every destiny carries appointed times. Just as seasons govern the earth's spring giving way to summer, autumn preparing for winter, so too do your seasons shift under divine orchestration. When God says, "Now," no storm, no demon, no betrayal can alter the timing. You are stepping into a kairos moment, a window of divine timing where eternity and history touch. Why Saturday? Because God writes his signatures in ways that both confound the wise and comfort the faithful. Saturday represents the close of a cycle, the resting point before a new beginning. It is the seventh day, the Sabbath day, the day when creation pauses, not in defeat, but in completion. What unfolds this Saturday is not an ending, it is a holy completion, a seal over what has passed, and an opening into the fresh breath of what is to come. And this is why your struggles have felt so intense leading up to it. Resistance always swells before breakthrough. The enemy always roars before silence. Darkness always presses hardest before dawn. You have been walking through the press, the crushing, the furnace, not because you are forsaken, but because you are chosen for transformation. Every storm you survived has been preparing you to carry greater weight. Every betrayal carved a deeper capacity for discernment. Every delay strengthened the roots of your patience. What looked like suffering was sculpting. What felt like loss was shaping. What seemed like silence was a hidden training ground. This turning point, then, is not random reward. It is the fruit of your endurance. It is the unveiling of a deeper law, that those who sow in tears will reap in joy, that those who walk through fire emerge refined like gold, that those who wait on the Lord mount up with wings like eagles. See the symbolism. Doors that once slammed in your face will stand open without a hand touching them. Keys you lost will suddenly be found in your pocket. Maps that once looked torn will reveal hidden paths when light shines across them. This is not poetic wish, it is prophetic reality. The shift coming on Saturday is about visibility. What was hidden will be seen. What was delayed will accelerate. What was buried will rise. But here is the depth. The turning point is not just for you. It is through you. Your alignment releases alignment for others. Your breakthrough becomes a signal to those still trapped in delay. Your rising becomes evidence that heaven is not silent, that God is still moving in the lives of those who trust him. So understand the weight. This prophecy is not just personal blessing, it is kingdom strategy. You are a vessel, a conduit, a carrier of a shift greater than your own story. That is why the enemy tried so hard to break you. If you were only about yourself, the pressure would not have been this great. But because your victory ignites others, the opposition was multiplied. And yet, it failed. You are still standing, still breathing, still listening, still pressing. That is proof enough that your time has come. Saturday, then, is more than a date. It is a threshold, like Israel stepping across the Jordan, like Esther stepping into the throne room, like Jesus stepping out of the tomb. It is a movement across dimensions, out of waiting, into fulfillment, out of testing, into testimony, out of wilderness, into promised ground. Hold this meaning close. You are not just witnessing prophecy, you are living it. The storm is not random, the shift is not luck, the turning point is divine choreography. And when the day arrives, you will know that heaven has been walking with you every step, guiding you toward this exact unveiling. The prophecy is deep, but its essence is simple. You are entering a season where heaven's yes will override every earthly no. How will you know the prophecy is unfolding? How will you recognize that Saturday's turning point is more than poetic words, but a living reality pressing into your days? Heaven always leaves signs, markers on the path, hints that the unseen is beginning to touch the seen. One sign is the restlessness in your spirit. Sleep has felt different. Dreams have carried a sharper edge, sometimes chaotic, sometimes luminous. You wake with fragments that refuse to fade, images that linger like smoke after fire. That is not ordinary dreaming, it is spirit communication. It is the unseen preparing your heart for what the eyes have not yet seen. Another sign is the sudden exposure of truth. You may have noticed conversations shifting, hidden motives surfacing, masks slipping from faces you thought you knew. This unveiling can sting, but it is confirmation. For when heaven prepares to elevate you, it removes false coverings. What is hidden in shadow cannot survive in the light of destiny. A third sign is divine interruption. Plans you set in motion suddenly reroute. Doors you thought would open remain closed, while unexpected invitations, opportunities, or connections appear seemingly from nowhere. These interruptions are not chaos, they are choreography. God is closing what no longer serves you and aligning what will carry you forward. A fourth sign comes through numbers, patterns, and timing. Repeated sequences, 111, 444, 777, flashing on clocks, receipts, or messages. Or perhaps dates and times that align so perfectly they leave you unsettled. These patterns are not coincidence, they are signals. They are heaven's way of whispering, pay attention, the turning point is near. A fifth sign is the increase of opposition right before breakthrough. Notice the sudden flare of conflict, the sharp sting of criticism, the weight of unexpected delays. These are the tremors before the quake, the backlash of forces that sense they are about to lose their grip. When the resistance spikes, it is evidence that the shift is dangerously close for those who sought to contain you. And perhaps the most profound sign is the peace that rests underneath it all. Even in the noise, even in the questions, even in the swirl of change, you felt it, a strange calm, like standing in the eye of a storm. That peace is not natural. It is divine confirmation, a shield over your spirit saying, "You are not alone. This is the way. Walk in it." These signs are not random occurrences. They are threads woven into your days, subtle but undeniable. Together, they form a tapestry of confirmation, proof that the prophecy is alive and pressing into the physical. So when you see them, don't dismiss them. Don't call them coincidences. Lean into them. They are markers on your journey, guiding you towards Saturday's turning point. Heaven is too precise to rely on accidents. Everything is intentional. The signs are already around you. And if you look closely, you will realize they have been appearing for some time. You are not waiting for confirmation. You are standing in the middle of it. If prophecy were only promise, the path would be simple. But with every turning point comes resistance, and with every elevation comes unseen weight. What you are stepping into on Saturday will not arrive without challenge. Yet those challenges are not punishment, they are proof. They are the refining fires that prepare you to carry what others could never hold. One hidden challenge is the silence of God. Even as everything shifts, there may be moments where you crave a clear voice, a direct answer, but all you hear is stillness. That silence will not mean abandonment. It is a test of trust. Heaven often speaks loudest through silence, shaping your faith to lean not on constant reassurance, but on the unshakable certainty of His presence. Another challenge comes through sudden isolation. People you thought would stand by you may step back. Friends may grow distant. Mentors may go quiet. Even family may misunderstand. This is not rejection, it is separation. Destiny requires clarity, and sometimes the clearest path is revealed when others fade away. It will sting, but it will also strengthen you. A third challenge is the temptation of distraction. Opportunities that look golden may suddenly appear, doors that promise quick success, shortcuts that glitter in the light. But not every open door is from God. Some are snares, designed to pull your focus away from the appointed path. The test will be discernment, learning to distinguish between what looks good and what is truly ordained. A fourth hidden challenge is the resurgence of old battles. Patterns you thought were buried may rise again. Old doubts, old wounds, even old habits may whisper for attention. Do not be alarmed. This resurfacing is not regression, it is exposure. The enemy wants you to believe you are slipping backward, but in truth, these echoes rise because they cannot follow you across the turning point. They must be faced, named, and left behind. Finally, there is the weight of acceleration itself. Blessing is not always easy to carry. When doors open suddenly, when responsibilities multiply, when influence grows, it can feel overwhelming. The challenge will be to remain grounded, anchored in humility, steady in prayer. For the same acceleration that lifts, you can shake you if your roots are not deep. Do not fear these challenges. They are not here to destroy you, they are here to prove you. They are the final tests before the unveiling, the sharpening of your spirit, so you can wield the mantle without fracture. Remember this: diamonds are formed under pressure. Warriors are trained in battle. Prophets are tested in silence. The hidden challenges are confirmation that what is coming is real, weighty, and unstoppable. So when they rise, do not stumble. Stand, breathe, endure. You are not failing, you are being prepared. Every prophecy carries both promise and responsibility. A turning point does not simply arrive. You must be prepared to step into it. The shift coming on Saturday requires more than passive waiting. It calls for alignment, for obedience, for deliberate readiness of heart, mind, and spirit. These instructions are not heavy chains, they are sacred keys. Each one unlocks the doors already swinging open before you. First, guard your atmosphere. In these days leading into Saturday, be intentional about what you allow around you. Not every voice deserves access to your ears. Not every energy deserves space in your spirit. Silence the noise, cut away the clutter, and protect your peace. The turning point demands clarity, and clarity grows in quiet. Second, consecrate your time. Set aside moments for prayer, reflection, and stillness. Do not treat these days as ordinary. Fast from distractions if you must. Write down your prayers, your fears, your questions, and place them before God. When the shift comes, you will want to recognize it, and preparation sharpens your vision. Third, speak with authority. Your words are not casual, they carry power. In this season, be deliberate in what you declare. Stop agreeing with despair. Stop rehearsing defeat. Stop speaking curses over your own life. Replace every negative phrase with life-giving decrees. I am appointed. I am protected. I am stepping into destiny. What you speak now will echo into your tomorrow. Fourth, practice discernment in relationships. Some will try to cling to you out of fear of being left behind. Others will attempt to distract you out of jealousy. Do not be harsh, but be wise. Learn to distinguish who is meant to walk into the next season with you and who must remain behind. Loyalty to the wrong people can drain the blessing before it blooms. Fifth, be generous with what you already hold. It may seem strange, but giving before breakthrough multiplies the impact of the breakthrough itself. This is not just about money, it is about kindness, service, encouragement, and faith. Sow into others what you want heaven to multiply in you. When you pour out, you make room for fresh oil to flow in. Sixth, keep your eyes on the bigger picture. Saturday is a turning point, yes, but it is also a beginning. Do not treat it as a finish line, it is a doorway. What you do in the days after will matter even more than the moment itself. Carry yourself with humility, act with wisdom, and stay anchored in prayer as the acceleration unfolds. Seventh, do not run from the tests. You already know challenges will rise. When they do, remember they are confirmations, not curses. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What am I being shaped for?" That shift in perspective transforms trial into training. And eighth, align your posture with expectation. Hope is not passive, it is active faith. Begin preparing as though the answer has already arrived. Organize your plans, ready your heart, set your table for the feast you cannot yet see. Faith prepares before it has proof. Hear me clearly. These instructions are not optional suggestions. They are lifelines. Ignore them, and the turning point may pass with less impact. Honor them, and you will find yourself walking through doors already flung wide. You have carried pain long enough. You have endured silence long enough. Now heaven asks you to rise, to take ownership of the mantle pressed into your hands. The days ahead are not about surviving. They are about stepping into divine function. You are not waiting for life to happen. You are partnering with heaven to manifest destiny. So guard your atmosphere, consecrate your time, speak with authority, practice discernment, be generous. See the bigger picture, endure the tests, align with expectation. Do these, and you will not simply watch Saturday unfold, you will step into it fully equipped, fully aligned, fully awake. Do not mistake the weight of this moment as something you must carry alone. With every turning point comes divine covering. The same God who appointed Saturday as your crossing has already assigned protection to surround you like a shield. You are not stepping forward unguarded. You are walking under the canopy of heaven. Think of a traveler moving through a storm. Rain lashes down, winds howl, but a cloak is wrapped tightly around their shoulders. They are still in the storm, yet untouched at the core. That is what divine protection feels like. The challenges may rage, but they cannot pierce the covering that is over you. There are angels assigned to your path, messengers of fire who move unseen. They stand at the thresholds of doors you cannot even see yet, ensuring that when the time comes, no opposition can block your step. Their presence is why you have survived dangers you didn't even know were near. The unseen realm has been guarding you long before you sensed the shift. And there is more. Divine assurance flows like a river beneath your spirit. It whispers in the quiet, "You are safe, you are seen, you are held." That assurance is not based on circumstances. Even when storms rise, it anchors you. Even when fear knocks, it steadies you. You will feel it more strongly as Saturday approaches a deep calm that no explanation can capture. This is the paradox. You will be stepping into a moment of great change, yet peace will overshadow you. While others scramble, you will stand still and know that God is God. While others question, you will move with quiet confidence. That confidence is not arrogance, it is assurance. It is the steady rhythm of knowing heaven goes before you. And consider this, every snare laid against you, every scheme whispered in hidden corners, every plot designed to trap you, it will fall back on the ones who set it. Protection is not only defensive, it is also reversal. What was sent to destroy you becomes the evidence that you were never abandoned. So breathe, rest your shoulders, walk with steady steps. The covering is sure, the shield is strong, The assurance is alive. You are not being led into danger, you are being carried into destiny. Even when you feel the tremors, remember, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. The arrows may fly, the winds may rise, but the fortress of God surrounds you. You walk within walls no enemy can breach. Saturday will not only unveil the turning point, it will also reveal how deeply you were protected all along. What does it look like when a turning point fully arrives? It looks like transformation that cannot be denied, fulfillment that can no longer be delayed. Saturday is not only a shift in atmosphere, it is a shift in identity, in influence, in impact. The person who walked into the week will not be the same person who walks out of it. Transformation begins within, the heaviness you carried, the doubts that clung like shadows, the weight of old failures watch as they dissolve like mist under rising sun. The light breaking over you will not just illuminate your path, it will transform your perspective. You will look at the same obstacles, the same faces, the same circumstances, and suddenly see them differently. What once felt like a cage will reveal itself as a training ground. What once looked like loss will shine as hidden preparation. This shift will echo in your emotions. The anxiety that once pulled at your chest will loosen its grip. The fear that once whispered so loudly will fall silent. A steadiness will settle into your heart, not because life suddenly becomes easy, but because your spirit will know deep down that the promise is alive and active. That assurance will change the way you carry yourself. You will walk lighter, speak bolder, rest deeper. Fulfillment will also manifest outwardly. Doors that resisted you for years will yield. Conversations will change. Invitations will arrive. Unexpected provision will find its way to your hands. Do not be surprised when opportunities appear in rapid succession, almost faster than you can process. That is what divine acceleration feels like. Slow years collapsing into swift days. But the greatest fulfillment will not be material. It will be the recognition that your life is aligned with heaven's script. You will sense it in your bones that you are standing in the place you were created for, that your yes has met God's timing, that your obedience has collided with His promises. That moment of alignment is worth more than gold, more than applause, more than any earthly prize. And this transformation is not only for you, the impact will ripple. Family members will notice the difference in your eyes. Friends will feel the steadiness in your words. Strangers will be drawn to the peace you carry. You will become a living signpost, proof that God still moves, proof that prophecy still breathes, proof that endurance births glory. Understand this. Fulfillment is not a finish line. It is a new chapter. The turning point is not about completion. It is about activation. From Saturday onward, you are stepping into a higher level of responsibility, a greater measure of influence, a deeper well of purpose. The transformation you undergo is not for display, it is for mission. So prepare your heart not only to receive, but to give. Prepare your voice not only to celebrate, but to guide. Prepare your hands not only to hold blessing, but to extend it. That is the true mark of fulfillment, when what you receive becomes seed for others. This is the picture heaven paints for you. A soul transformed, a path illuminated, a destiny fulfilled, and a ripple of impact that cannot be contained. Saturday will not be remembered as the day you waited. It will be remembered as the day you stepped across the line. Take a deep breath. Let the weight of everything you've heard settle into your spirit. Saturday is more than a date on the calendar. It is the doorway heaven has been preparing you to walk through. And now, as you stand on the threshold, it is time to seal this word with affirmations that anchor it in your soul. Repeat them softly, repeat them boldly, repeat them until they echo louder than any doubt. I am aligned with divine timing. I am protected by heaven's covering. I am stepping into fulfillment without fear. I am walking into the turning point prepared and equipped. Each affirmation is more than words. They are declarations that shift the atmosphere around you. As you speak them, You step into agreement with what heaven has already written. They build a wall against despair, a light against confusion, a compass against distraction. Now receive this blessing. May the peace of God rest upon you like morning dew. May courage rise in your chest like fire that cannot be quenched. May every step you take from this moment forward carry the evidence of divine favor. May your enemies stumble, not because of your strength, but because of the one who surrounds you. May clarity flood your vision. May wisdom sharpen your decisions. May joy return to your heart in overflowing measure. May every tear you shed become seed for laughter, and every battle you fought become foundation for glory. And when Saturday comes, may you know without doubt that the hand of heaven has moved. May the signs confirm it. May the shift prove it. May your very spirit sing it. The turning point has arrived. Walk forward with steady steps. Lift your head with confidence. Carry yourself not as one waiting for favor, but as one already chosen, already anointed, already sealed with promise. This is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a new one. And as you go, remember, you are not walking alone. Legions of angels surround you. The voice of God whispers within you. The strength of heaven carries you. So rise, beloved of God. Rise into the promise. Rise into the fulfillment. Rise into the turning point that no one can escape. Saturday belongs to your destiny, and your destiny belongs to the one who holds time itself. It is done. It is sealed. It is yours.